What's going on, guys? Tony Maritato here, licensed physical therapist, and I've been working at the computer for a couple hours now, so I'm going to take a break. I'm going to show you guys my 5 favorite strategies to both stretch and energize myself after I've spent an hour or two sitting and working on the computer. So real simple. Number 1 is probably my favorite. If I did nothing else, this would be the one thing that I do. I always tend to develop a lot of tension through the muscle called the levator scapulae. And so this muscle basically runs from the top inside point of the shoulder blade right up into the base of the skull. And what this muscle is responsible for doing is it's responsible for elevating, kind of when you shrug your shoulders, it's one of the muscles that'll do that. But it'll also rotate the shoulder blade. So in order to stretch that muscle properly, basically what I do is I reach one arm up. What this does, the action of reaching the arm up, rotates the shoulder blade, so it starts to lengthen the muscle from the distal end, from the far end. Then I turn to line that muscle up, and I actively will depress the scapula. It's like a reverse shrug. So I shrug up, and then I reverse the shrug by pulling down as I tilt my head forward. If you do it properly, you're going to feel that alignment right away. You're going to feel that stretch come right into that area. I'll hold that position 10 to 15 seconds, and then I'll let it relax, and then I'll repeat it again. So I'm looking toward the armpit of the side that's being stretched while I'm actively shrugging down on the shoulder blade itself. That's absolutely my favorite because of the way that tension just accumulates in that levator scapulae muscle. The second one is a chest opener. So much of what we do compresses us, brings us into this kind of kyphotic, rounded shoulder, scapular protracted position that what we want to do is we want to open up. We want to get some air in the lungs again, right? So one way, if you have a high back chair, is you can grab and kind of hook your elbows over the back of the chair. And so what I'm doing is I'm actually levering my arms around the back of the chair to open the chest up, hold it for a 5 count, and then I relax. I can engage the lats. I can kind of press down as I open the chest up. If any of you are into weightlifting, powerlifting, you understand the motion of either a push-up or a bench press. That's basically what we're doing. We're just having the back of the chair kind of allow us to leverage. This would be done 5 to 10 times as well, maybe a total of 30 seconds. Then what I want to do is, talking about air in the lungs, talking about energizing you for the next hour or two of work, is I want to do 2 breathing practices. One is what we call diaphragmatic breathing. So basically what I do is I allow the upper thoracic to just stay calm, stay relaxed. When I breathe air in through my nose, inhale through the nose, what happens is I think of a large balloon inside the abdomen. When you really understand what your lungs do, right? Your lungs are 2 air bladders. As you fill them with air, they tend to fill down. The diaphragm will push down. Since I'm sitting and I have a pelvic floor, all of this stuff down here, the stomach and all of the organs and viscera, there's nowhere for it to go except forward. It can't go back because my spine is there. It doesn't go out because the ribs are here. So when I do proper diaphragmatic breathing, I breathe in through the nose. I fill my abdomen with what appears to be air. It's not, it's in the lungs. And then when I exhale, it's like I'm blowing through a small straw, a coffee straw. So if it takes me 1 or 2 seconds to inhale, it should take me 4 to 6 seconds to exhale. That would be considered diaphragmatic breathing. And if I find my belly button when I breathe in, my fingers rise. When I breathe out, my fingers compress or drop in. My abdominal wall should move about 2 or 3 inches from maximum inhalation to maximum exhalation. Doesn't matter how big or small, young or old, that abdominal wall should be moving to kind of allow me to know that I'm filling the lungs are going down. The other breathing strategy is more of a thoracic breathing strategy. We want mobility in the rib cage. We want the ribs to expand as oxygen and air comes in, and then we want the ribs to contract as we exhale. So now what I do is I place my hands on my ribs either in front or on the side. As I breathe in, I intentionally expand the ribs. I'm pushing out through the ribs, and then I allow the ribs to depress. I use the same breathing strategy. Kind of, if it takes 2 seconds to breathe in, it takes 4 or 5 seconds to breathe out. There's a little bit of resistance against the exhalation, so it doesn't just flush out right away. The only thing to be aware of is some of these breathing strategies could cause a little bit of lightheadedness. So just be aware. You should be sitting, you're at your desk. Do it within reason. Don't let your blood pressure get up too high. And if you have a pulse ox, a little device that measures your oxygen levels, it's a great way to just help with the understanding of, am I getting enough air, oxygen into my body? The final stretch that I like, going back to mobility one more time, I place one hand on the desk, surface of the desk, and I'm actually grabbing, pinching. The other hand can either come on top or underneath. And basically what I'm doing is I'm twisting the chair. So I get posterior capsule stretch. This would be just like a classic golfer stretch. But what I'm also doing is I'm adding a little bit of a lower thoracic and lumbar stretch to this position. I would hold it about 30 seconds, then I would switch sides, go the other way. Usually you're going to find that one way is either a little more restricted or a little more sensitive. I would do 2 or 3 repetitions of each of those in each direction. And the reality is, no matter how bad you were feeling before you did these 5 activities, I can almost guarantee you're going to have more energy, be more alert, be more mindful, and ready to get back to your job. A cup of coffee is great. I love coffee, but this is a much more powerful strategy to wake you up, keep you healthy, and allow you to finish the job that you started. Guys, I'm going to get back to work. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll catch you on the next video.